welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to test out another of the brand new cars in this game that weren't in previous Forza games. So recently I took a look at this Aston Martin Valhalla, so if you haven't seen that video, do go and check that one out. But today we're going to go and spend even more, well, less money than I spent on this, but even more of my money on another, well, British mid-engined car, effectively. The McLaren GT. So yeah, we've got quite a number of McLarens in here, but all of them except this were in Horizon 4. So let's get hold of this, what is effectively McLaren's Grand Tourer, even though it's not. It's very much a mid-engined sports car. Oh look, we've got Lantana Purple. We definitely need to go for that. Another 210,000, so slightly less than the more than $1 million for the Valhalla prototype. But anyway, let's head on out and, well, see what this is like from standard. So, here we are heading onto the motorway. Obviously, this isn't necessarily designed to be a, well, it's designed to be a Grand Tourer, so top speed isn't its primary function, but it is quite useful. So if we pull to a stop quickly, we'll see what, well, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds feels like, but also whether it can propel itself to 203 miles an hour like McLaren say it will. Now, if what I did with the cover cars is anything to go by, top speeds have got more and more exaggerated as we go into, well, later and later Horizon games, so I'm expecting it to do a bit more than that. So yeah, although this is their Grand Tourer, it's still a mid-engine 4-litre V8, as a lot of the McLarens are, and it's probably not the best looking of them. It's kind of a bit chunkier, and I don't know if it's just in Forza the suspension looks far too high. But yeah, 612 horsepower, not the heaviest thing in the world, but not the lightest of McLarens. So yeah, I would still expect it to hit its speed, although it's taking its time. Come on, McLaren. Oh, the radio has put itself on randomly whilst driving along. I've not had that one before. 200. 1. 2. Come on. One more. You know you can do it, McLaren. Come on. I think we're going to go uphill again. No. Come on, there's downhill bit. Yeah, there we go. 205. 206. Okay, it just needed a little bit of assistance from gravity, but it got there. Okay, well, it's nice to know that some cars, at least, are relatively accurate still. Anyway, that's what it's like from standard. So with the previous car I tested, we just went for top speed, but I think maybe we should turn it into a racing car, because it's supposed to be not one of those. So I am quite happy with the Lantana Purple, so we will leave that because it's just a brilliant colour. So let's get into this instead. Straight away, what can we do? We can do an all-wheel drive swap, which is probably useful in S1, but I'm going to risk leaving it rear-wheel drive. We might unfortunately have to go with that if I'm going to race it. We definitely want slicks. We possibly didn't on the previous car, but anyway. Oh good, we can do track width. I've not actually seen that on that many cars. Yeah, it almost looks like, I don't know if that's just me, it looks like it's got the lift system up. I don't know if that's because it's the GT and they've kind of made it more comfortable. But I feel like we need to sort that out. Oh god, we've got all these... I hate having this many options because I really don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to put the normal one in again. What was wrong with just a race transmission? Why do we have to choose the number of gears? Drift and rally diff. No, we don't want those. So you have to be careful. You used to just go for the best item, well, the furthest along item, but that's not necessarily the best. I mean, that already looks better. So maybe we should aim for the top of S1 here. Take some weight out because it is not heavy, but probably the heaviest McLaren out there. Which means there's no engine swaps, so this is now... I keep forgetting we can do that. What happens if we put an exhaust on? The sound keeps kind of breaking, so I don't really know if that has improved it at all. I mean, that gives us another 128 horsepower. That doesn't seem to add any PI doing that either. You get a lot of horsepower per PI on some of these. That gets us to 900. Can we get away with anything else? I know I'm probably building this terribly. Sure. Did I do brakes? I hope I did brakes. Yes, I did. Actually, that's one thing I do need to paint, the brake calipers. So I will go into the paint menu quickly. 810 horsepower up to. And at this stage of the game, cost of upgrades is probably something I should start factoring in. Because that was 58,000. I know I've got quite a lot left, but if I just keep buying and upgrading cars, I'm going to very quickly run out of money. I mean, it's not a worry at the moment, I've still got 1.5 million, so let's go and change this paint. Oh, interesting. What is Group 2? Is it going to be like the roof and... yeah. Okay, we'll leave those black, because that looks quite good. Ooh, interesting. So you can paint the mirrors, but again, they look quite good. Brakes, what should we go with? Probably like an orange or something, maybe on the... maybe not. I usually go the sort of gold and purple colour scheme, don't I? Have we got... not those ones. That's usually the colour I use as my secondary. Sure. It's quite subtle behind there. Also, what is Group 2? Ooh. What's Group 1? No, I kind of quite like that, but I think I'll leave that alone. Right. Top of S1, let's find, well, we'll probably do the race here near the festival, because that's the one I'm most familiar with so far. Yeah, that Forza wing is very horrible. So as soon as I've done this race, I'm going to revert it back to stock, I think. Actually, the only thing I want is the, well, the brakes, so that I can have the coloured calipers and slightly lowered suspension, because it looked ridiculous from stock. But apart from that, I'm probably going to set it back pretty much to how it was after this. Right, well, here we go. We appear to be in a pack of GT category cars. Forza's put this in GTs rather than supercars. So we're the only mid-engine car apart from another McLaren GT. Oh god, they've all got Horizon promo over them. I might have to stop and take a photo at some point during this race to get as many of them as possible. So my AI aren't on Unbeatable, they're on Pro or Expert. Either 1 or 2 down from Unbeatable, I can't remember which. So it should be easy enough to win this. Especially as they're all in, well, they must be upgraded, because that's how Forza works. They sort of match your PI, but this should be upgraded better than an AI, even though I'm not the best at it. So hopefully we can still win this. Yeah, so they all seem to have the slight edge in a straight line, but through the corners this has more grip. And AIs always brake too much, especially when they're not on Unbeatable. I do maybe need to turn them up 1. I don't quite want them on Unbeatable, but I think I've got them 2 below that, so yeah, I might get away with putting them up 1. Although not if I'm going to drive like that. Okay, so we have pulled away a bit by the end, but we're not massively clear of them, so I might end up just leaving the difficulty as is. But there we go. Across the line in the McLaren GT. Yeah, it drives actually pretty well, but I just can't stand that aero. So I'm going to revert it to stock pretty quickly after this. But that probably is going to do it for a first look at the McLaren GT here on Forza Horizon 5. So like I said at the end of the last one, if there's any particular new cars you'd like me to take a look at, do let me know. But otherwise, yeah, that probably is going to do it for a first look at the McLaren GT. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it and you aren't already subscribed, please consider doing so. But otherwise, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.